Oh boy, we finally get to see an encompassing report of how the OCG is doing with Chaos Origins. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So welcome to the OCG meta breakdown from Road to the King for, well, your new block, honestly. Chaos Origins is now here. We got Ilios, the Black Sun Dragon. There's a lot to kind of take in. So this report is going to include 231 decks performing across 44 tournaments from Japan, China, mainland, as well as Malaysia and South Korea. And they did not allow for China mainland WCQ, Wuhan, or the Asia WCQ OCG Taiwan qualifiers for this. So, how's your meta looking right now? That's a lot of Cool Toon. Honestly, when you look at the OCG and dive in, you do very much think that Cool Toon is the best deck in the room, because it typically is associated as being like the strongest. And honestly, looking at this number, it's not that bad. But of these 51 variants, 49 of them were Cool Toon, and then there were 2 Synchron Cool Toon. Now, there's also Elf Note here. This is where we get to see the other cool things here. These 32 Elf Note variants, there were 15 Synchron Elf Note, 9 Elf Note, 6 Fallen Elf Note, and 2 Fiendsmith Elf Note combination piles. So Elf Note is actually kind of taking a major page out of the book here and actually testing out quite the different spectrum of ideas. Now, the Ritual of Light and Darkness. This deck has been the craziest pile just to see its success story. 10.8% representation, but look at the amount of these different variants. You had 9 Fallen Ritual of Light and Darkness, 6 Dark Magician, 4 Ritual of Light and Darkness, 3 Clown Crew Ritual of Light and Darkness, 2 Branded, and 1 Regenesis. That's a lot of diversity within the builds that you can see. Now, Branded's coming up with 8.7% here, of which 4 of them are grass branded and then 20 regular. Sky Striker bringing up the further rear here with 9 pure, 2 Radiant Typhoon, and 1 Runic Sky Striker. And then all the way back here, we got a little Yummy. Yummy is at 4.3. Still holding on with 9 Dark Magician Yummy and 1 Mitsurugi. It's where they can, curtain out and do some funny little interactions. Malice still bringing up the rear here. And then we have Mitsurugi, which now breaking in the Ryzel Mitsurugi variant. So what happens below that? Well, you have the Fairy Tale deck, Power Patrons, Rockets, Archmage, and Sacred Beast with Draco Tail, Blue Eyes, Radiant Typhoon. All of these other variations that are here, even looking at the 2 to 1-up builds here, the 1-ups might not be the most impactful things, but there's a lot that you have to kind of consider in terms of these. Also, Doom Z has fallen pretty critically out of this. I'm sure most of you guys remember before we kind of had Chaos Origins dipping in, Doom Z looked like an okay meta challenger. It was a decent rogue pick that you could see and do the thing with, but it's not doing great. Also, we've already had the Overframe collection warp into this meta too, and you're just not seeing crazy results due to that. Now, let's talk about Cool Toon. Alright, so Cool Toon had no new boost from Chaos Origins, but remains the best as the best deck in the format. Ghost Ogre is a good tech against Elf Note and Ritual of Light and Darkness. Against Elf Note, Ghost Ogre could be chained to Elf Note's Welcome Home, or to Elf Note's Repsidia, the Madness, to destroy it, and to stop their summon effect. The June Pride Elf Note's effect needs to be successfully returned to the extra deck during resolutions. Then you can special summon up to 1 Elf Note monster each from the hand, deck, and graveyard, so Ghost Ogre can be chained to it to stop its effect. Okay. Also against Ritual of Light and Darkness, Ghost Ogre against Mind Shuffle is an absolute blowout, which damn right it is, Skippy. If Mind Shuffle's placed face up by the Chaos Swordsman, and then when Mind Shuffle is activated, Ghost Ogre can be chained to destroy it. However, Mind Shuffle set by Griffor, then Mind Shuffle slip face up. The effect is activated during that chain activation. You cannot Ghost Ogre it. That's pretty cool. So to play around Ghost Ogre, the Ritual Light and Darkness player could first Ritual summon the Black Chaos Magician, so its effect makes their spells and traps not be popped. That's really funny. So also set Chaos Hats, leaving the main monster zone protected. So this is what a Cool Toon deck looks like now, everybody. Please take note of the cool Rose Whip, such a cool card. But in terms of, everything that you've got going on here, this is pretty normal. Let's talk about Elf Note. So June Pride is the new level 10 Elf Note Synchro Monster from Chaos Origins that can be synchro summoned with Power Patron Elf Note. June Pride's effect improves Elf Note Regena's ability as a hand trap, so it could bring out 3 Elf Notes with Lucina Tenia and Elf Note Fortuna together. For example, with Elf Note Regena and Elf Note Lucina in hand, you can Elf Note Regena send the Elf Note Lucina to the graveyard, special summon itself in the hand center main monster zone. Regena effect special summon the Elf Note Power Patron from deck. Elf Note Power Patron increase Elf Note Regena level to 3. Power Patron plus Regena equals Pride. And then chain to Regena to add itself from graveyard to hand. Elf Note Patron to add Elf Note Tenia from deck. And then June Pride's effect to return back to special summon the whole squadron. That's actually disgusting. There's an entire other combo line here that you guys can read into. This is a 49-step end board that puts you on a Baron DeFleur to negate a spell and trap card, Tenia to banish face up, Dawn Dragster to negate a spell and trap, Crystal Wing to negate a monster effect, Lucinia to return level 6 or lower, Elf Note's Rhapsody of Madness to negate 1 face up, and the Elf Note Fortuna to return a face up spell and trap card to the deck. That's fucking insane. And that's all off of that 49-step interaction. This deck is incredibly ignorant for what it's able to do. Like, if your deck can truly go through the entire 49-step move process to pile that onto the opponent, that's crazy. Now, we get to talk about the Ritual of Light and Darkness here. So Ritual of Light and Darkness is the new theme from Chaos Origins based on Yugi's deck from the Duelist Kingdom Hearts, reworked with powerful effects that are more compatible with the modern gameplay. So Ritual of Light and Darkness relies on setting up Mind Shuffle as their main strategy, and the Black Swordsman and Griffor allow you to bring out Mind Shuffle. So the Fallen package is currently the most popular build for the Fallen of the White Dragon, provides a quick way to sync some of the Crimson King, which would fetch Soul Resonator Crimson Call to turn to get Griffo. So you would obviously Fallen of White, send out Beyond Fallen of White, bring out Incredible Ecclesia, make Crimson King, add Crimson Call, add Griffo discard to get Mind Shuffle's effect, to kick this back, discard the Archfiend, send the Ritual, and Skull Archfiend from graveyard to hand, banish Griffo to Ritual summon the Dark Magician, and congratulations, you got Fallen of Virtuous set up, you got Ecclesia coming back to the hand. And during the opponent's turn, we can Mind Shuffle, kick down Griffor to set the Chaos Hats for the extra form of protection. Then we can have the Black Luster Soldier leap out. Which gives you a banish a card, Chaos Hats, and Fallen of Virtuous to destroy a card that the opponent controls, which is actually pretty crazy. And obviously, this is just some standard little deviations. Also, Harmonia being able to Mind Shuffle back to the hand is freaking hilarious. So this is what you're kind of expecting in this deck. I've been playtesting this a lot. I do kind of agree with the 2 Mind Shuffle. If there's a game where you open up this card, it feels bad. Like, all my testing I've played as a 1-of, and I swear to God I had 8 games in a row on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro where I drew this. I'm just like, oh, deck's dead. What can you do? But genuinely, this deck has some very, very, very cool plays that it can do. So conclusion for this new meta. So Chaos Origins had a significant impact on the metagame. Cool Toon unfortunately still remains on the top, but Elf Note sees a resurgence, and the Ritual of Light and Darkness debuts as a top contender. Ritual of Light and Darkness had a terrific run at the Asian WCQ OCG Malaysia, finishing 2nd place and 3rd and 4th place, and it would be of interest to see the Ritual of Light and Darkness build could carry this momentum to other major tournaments in this upcoming weekend. So we do have the Duel Festival and Asia WCQ Indonesia this weekend, so we're going to see how this is going to go. But this block is very interesting. You've got a lot of good standard challengers within the meta now, and obviously diversity is what you want to see. You want to see all of these cool builds actually being able to change the game. And obviously, it's crazy that Cool Toon, while they gained nothing, it sat through an entire new set and hasn't done anything. But Elf Note has just exploded in terms of extra power now, and the deck is just so much stronger than it actually was. So definitely going to be a good time to see where this meta goes. But please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.